morning. It has just gone 5 o'clock on the dot. The first row of cows is just going in. And that is our day started. This is how our day starts every day. 365 days of the year. And yeah, it's a nice morning out there so far. Let's hope it stays that way by the time we come out here. So every morning there is 3 people out. There will be 2 people in the parlour, and then there will be a third person out here in the cubicle house. They will just be scraping down and putting out new sawdust for the cows coming out. So this is just the first row, just finished milking there now, so they will go back now, back into their cubicles. So we are currently milking in around about 480 cows. We are a Holstein herd, and yesterday we actually just dried off the first 40 cows now for calving at the beginning of October. A wee bit more daylight coming the closer we get to 6 o'clock. We are currently milking in a Dairy Master 36 aside swingover parlour with rapid exit. It has been in now almost 6 years. It was 6 years at Halloween, and for us it is probably the best, one of the best investments that we have ever made on the farm. Not just for ourselves in terms of reducing milking times, but for just the overall herd health. A bit more daylight, I thought that I should probably introduce myself. So my name is Killen. I've been married to my husband now for almost 6 years, and he farms here at home on our family farm along with his dad and his 5 brothers. They all work in partnership together, and aside from obviously the cows, we have a beef herd, we grow a lot of arable crops, we run an anaerobic digester, and as well as that we are agricultural contractors. So this is a very busy place. There's an awful lot happening. There is a lot of bodies in the yard all the time. We employ a number of staff as well, and if you're wondering why I am so clean, it's because I'm never usually here at this time of the morning. I do have a full-time job off farm, but we will talk about that a wee bit later. the boys are away contracting. This morning's going not too bad so far. It is staying dry-ish, but the next job on the list this morning is feeding the AD plant. So we run an anaerobic digester for a company by the name of Carbon AMS. And basically what we do is we are employed to essentially run it every day. We feed it every morning and then do sort of basic checks throughout the day. We also do the contracting for it, so the slurry, the silage, cutting all the crops, planting all the crops, everything else. And it's a really good thing actually that we have started it. We find it really interesting. I suppose it was a bit of a change whenever we first started it, but we're doing it now for, this is probably our 7th or 8th year, and yeah, it's going really well. Contracting is probably something that we are probably best known for, I suppose. So in terms of machinery, we are currently running 3 silage harvesters. So we have a Krone Big XLM 80, we have a 880, and then we have a 700 as well. We have a big M450, we have 2 combines, 19 tractors that are all Massey Ferguson, as you will see behind me, whatever ones is just left. And then we're also running, we have 4 JCB shovels, and I think that's it. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, there is quite a lot of machinery here. We do quite a lot of work, so probably somewhere in the region of about 14,000 acres of silage a year. We also do whole crop maize, lots of combining, and then obviously slurry as well. Slurry would be a massive thing for us here, and it keeps us busy, I suppose, all year round. And certainly with the likes of the AD plant, that is a big thing for us, because it just means that the busier we are, then it just allows us to be able to keep our staff on all year round.
If I say goodbye, then make me alive, make me alive.
So I'm just coming back to some of the questions that that came in, and this was one of them. So I actually have a full-time job as well. I work for a company called Octus. They specialise in young animal health and nutrition. And my job, like, I absolutely love my job. Like, whenever I say I love my job, I love my job. I work with farmers. I'm on farms every day of the week. I absolutely love getting out and seeing around the country and seeing just how other people do things. And you know what? It's so much better, I think, like, for my mental health anyway, to kind of get out and kind of have my own thing. The farm is a very busy place. Obviously there is the 6 boys and their dad already there, and then all the staff, but no, I'm happy doing my own thing. I'm happy getting out and about, and to be honest, I just love my job. And I'm supposed to give a bit more clarity just on like what I do. I am a sales manager for Octus, so I cover all of Northern Ireland and Donegal, and basically I am out on farm advising farmers just with basically about young animal health and nutrition. So I sell, I suppose, like a range of milk replacers and other animal health products and stuff, and my job allows me to meet so many amazing people. I'm just sitting down here actually because I've spent the past 2 days at Clonmany show, and I have a couple of bits and pieces I just need to just tie up loose ends on. But no, like, I love farming and I love cows. I'm not from a dairy farm personally, but I just love what the opportunities that being out working kind of gives me. And just whenever I'm actually kind of like on the topic of talking about careers and stuff, my background, I grew up on a sheep farm. and my entire upbringing just was revolving around sheep. And whenever I was 16, I really wanted to go to Greenmount. I went to an all-girls grammar school. Some people who follow me on here will know exactly where I'm talking about because they probably went there as well. But basically, I was completely shut down. My careers teachers just assumed that if you want to do agriculture, the only opportunity for you within that industry was to farm. But they couldn't have been any more wrong, because agriculture is one of the most lucrative industries in the world, let alone in Northern Ireland. So long story short, I ended up going to Queen's University, and I ended up studying architecture based on my careers teacher's advice. I absolutely hated every single second of it, but I dug my heels in, and although it was very difficult, I sort of persevered for a long time to try and get to where I am, I suppose, now. My career so far, I have always worked with farmers. I have always worked within the industry in some form or fashion. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't have it any other way. It's just an amazing industry to be part of. So if you are in the position and you're sitting thinking to yourself, what are you going to do? Just stick with it. If you're passionate about it, if you love it, just stick with it. There is so many opportunities in farming in this country, and it's unbelievable. In case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm skiving for a wee minute or two. I had some work to do, but no. So roughly on the farm itself, we farm in around about 1,500 acres in total, and then for the anaerobic digester, there is a further 1,000, maybe 1,100. So yeah, it's quite a bit of ground all in all, but that is spread out over grazing, silage, arable, everything. So it is. I've just got a message there, and if you don't know, I am quite active on TikTok, and I kind of started something that I don't really know where it came from, but I started to show whenever we the wives were making dinners and feeding all the boys whenever they were out working late at night, and it's kind of I don't know, it's turned into something that I never really thought that it would. But anyway, it was asking what did I enjoy doing that, or would I rather milk? And I suppose I need to touch on that. As the saying goes, there is no one that works harder than the farmer's wife, and that is definitely the case around Killen's farm and Killen Bros Contracting, because there is 6 girls behind the scenes that do work very, very hard and are probably as busy, if not busier, than the boys. So to start off with, there is 4 of the boys married and 2 of them have partners. So we all kind of just clump together and dig in and do whatever it takes, basically, just to kind of keep the show on the road, I suppose you can sort of say. So between running for parts, running to pull in the milk, to I don't even know what we all do. Well, we feed them, we make the dinners obviously at night, but we are all very, very busy, and we all work probably far too many hours to kind of keep up with what we're doing, as well as having young families. So yeah, it is very, very busy, and I'll kind of give you a wee bit of an insight in the next video just to what we all do. So first up, we'll talk about Mandy. Mandy is married to Philly. They have 3 kids, and Mandy works full-time as a nurse, and she is, at the minute, she is doing night shifts. So her and Philip are like passing ships in the night. He's coming out to work at 7 o'clock in the morning, she's getting in at 7 o'clock in the morning. So she's really busy. Alana is Gordy's girlfriend. She is actually a professional cricketer, so she plays for Ireland. So she's up and down the road to Dublin, here, there and everywhere. She was in Australia last year, so she is really busy. Then there is Mary. Mary is Chris's partner, so together they have wee Stephen and then Brian as well. And she's actually a full-time, she's recently qualified as a full-time nurse there as well, so she's working crazy hours. And then there is Karen. Karen is married to Robbie, and Karen works every day, and then she is also the person who is responsible for our Killen Brothers clothing. And she also has a business on the sideline called the Country Clothing Company, and it is basically designed to, it's just a clothing brand for women in the country and in agriculture. She goes to loads of shows with everything that she has designed herself and sells, and it's going really, really well for her. Sometimes I don't know where she finds the time, because they have 2 kids as well, Jensen and Eva, and between running to football and swimming and this, that and everything, she's really busy. And then we have Joanne. So Joanne is married to Johnny. They have 2 kids, and Joanne is a practice manager in a local veterinary practice just down the road here. And as well as that, Joanne actually has her own flock of pedigree Dorsets, and she's doing really, really well. She has been around kind of the show scene now for a couple of years, but she there just a couple of weeks ago was awarded the 2nd best small flock in Northern Ireland. I'll actually show you some of her sheep here.
My heart's heating up. This love is on fire. Love is on fire. On fire. Ooh, if I say goodbye, then make me alive.
And then there's me. So I am married to Adam, and together we have 2 boys, and I am also the person who is in behind Killen Brothers social media, so on all platforms that is me. There's also I also have a YouTube channel that I am very, very bad at making videos and putting out regular videos, but I'm working on it. Just if I had more time, it'd be great. But yeah, that's going on in the background as well. So there's almost just over 12,500 subscribers on there. And I do TikTok as well, and I'm not very far off 20,000 there. So yeah, life is very busy for us all, and whenever we are needed, so come calving time, you'll probably find most of us in the calf shed most nights, and then fire in feeding 30 men the odd night. Life is very busy, but I don't think any of us would change it.
Make me alive. If I say goodbye, then make me alive. Make me alive. My heart's beating up. This love is on fire. On fire.
I'll go in this shed so you can hear me. The weather has taken quite the turn for the worst today, and it's not something that we're not used to. And I know probably a lot of people are wondering, why am I doing this? Why am I polluting your stories today with everything that goes on at our farm? Well, I'm going to tell you now. So the Ulster Farmers Union got in touch with me, and they asked me if I'd be interested in being a Farm24 representative for them this year. And to be honest with you, it was an opportunity that I completely jumped at. Not because I am keen for torture, but because this is my life. This is the lives of so many people in this country. Whether you farm, whether you work in the industry, whether you work driving a lorry, lifting milk, whether you are delivering goods on farms, whether you are buying produce in the supermarket, this is all relevant to you, because we need to protect this. Because if we keep going the way that we're going, you're not going to be able to buy local fresh milk, you're not going to be able to buy local fresh meat. And this is exactly why we are doing this. We are doing this to promote the farming industry in Northern Ireland. For me, on a personal level, whenever the Farmers Union got in touch with me and they had said about it, from the day and hour that I became a mum, I really quickly realised how important farming and the agriculture industry was to not just my family, but to all the next generation coming forward. I look back at my dad. My dad was a first generation farmer, and how much he struggled, but the costs from 30 years ago to now have soared. The opportunities for buying land, for doing lots of things have just reduced. And I have two boys who are absolutely wired to the moon, mad about farming. And I want them to experience the upbringing, the life, the enjoyment, the pleasure, get the enjoyment out of agriculture the same way that I have my whole life. Just whenever you thought romance was dead, and he says to you, come on, do we go, we run. We're just out. This is maize, so it has another couple of months left of growing, and to be fair, we have been a wee bit worried about maize so far this year, but this is really looking good, really good. So I'd say it's probably a good 7-8 feet there already, so